Good morning, everyone. Welcome to first grade science. Good morning. Okay, let me begin by sharing my screen. And today's lesson is called the properties of the sun. Beautiful. So before we begin our lesson, I want to go over our rules and expectations, okay? Rule number 1, we raise our hands to speak to the class. I expect you to wait for your turn. You raise your hand. Rule number 2, boys and girls, respect others when they're talking, when it's their turn to talk. So that means we stay quiet, we catch bubbles, stay quiet, and we listen. Rule number 3, at all times, I want to be able to see you looking nice and your listening ears on me, looking nice and listening ears, unless I tell you you're working with someone else, okay? And rule number 4, use kind words. We talk nice to each other and we respect and love each other, okay? Standards and learning outcomes, okay? So it is important for you to know what we're going to do. So for standards, first standard is to identify the beneficial and harmful properties of the sun. Second standard is to raise questions about the natural world, investigate them in teams through free exploration, and generate appropriate explanations based on those explorations. And standard number 3 is to ask and answer questions to demonstrate understanding of a text, referring explicitly to the text as the basis of the answers. Any questions? Caitlin? Good question, Caitlin. Beneficial means good, means helpful. So if something is beneficial, it means it can help you. Harmful means hurtful. So if something is harmful, it can hurt you. Good question, Caitlin. So our outcomes for this lesson are that you will be able to describe how the sun can be beneficial or harmful by providing one example of each through an exit ticket that I will provide you at the end of the class. You will also be able to discuss the book that we're going to read by asking and answering questions. And you will be able to answer the check for understanding questions that we will have when we go through our online tutorial, which is a PowerPoint that I have created for you. The materials that we need for this class. So very important, first and foremost, laptop for my homies, and for my face-to-face, the projector. I am everything that we're looking at the screen right now, you're looking in the projector as well. We need pencil, we need our sign, we need our pencil, we need our pencil case with the colored pencils and pen. So I have my pen here. We need our science journal. The Sun, which is the book we're reading, I will provide. We need to take out our graphic organizers and prediction sheets for my face-to-face. I handed that out to you yesterday, so make sure you take that out. For my online, boys and girls, I sent that out last week on the red folder. Make sure you go to your red folder and you take it out, okay? Sada and Cyan, I gave you yesterday a vocabulary sheet. So please take it out and have it with you, okay? So that you can refer to it whenever you have to. And last but not least, we need construction paper. So now that we are ready to begin, let's begin by reviewing our book front cover. So let's look at this picture and tell me, what do you see? So let's think. Make sure to raise your hand and tell me, what do you see? Gianna, you see a ball of fire. Okay, good. Yes, we see a ball of fire. Who else? Nick, thank you for raising your hand, Nick. The sun. So that ball of fire is the sun. Good. So with that being said, what do you think the book is going to be about? And for this, I do want you to think a little bit. So let's wait for a couple of seconds and think. What do you think the book is going to be about? Ready? Okay. Sara, yes, dime. Tell me. Wonderful sentence. The book is going to be about how it can help us. Maybe it can be about how the sun can help us. Yes. Who else? Tyson. Remember, we raised our hand. So, yes, the book is going to be about the sun. So, let's take out our prediction list. And before we work on it, I want to ask you, what do you remember about the sun when we were doing the star lesson? Ahalia, thank you for raising your hand. So the sun is a star. So remember, boys and girls, last week when we were learning about stars, we talked about how the sun is a star. Who else remembers what else we spoke about last week about the sun? Nathaniel, don't unmute yourself without raising your hand, please. Go ahead, I will take it now. But remember, we raise our hands and then I will call on you so you can unmute yourself, okay? Go ahead. So yes, the sun is the closest star to Earth. Yep. So we learned those two things about the sun last week. Good. All right. So let's review our book. Oh, let's first write on our sheet, okay? So the first prediction that we will make is I predict the book is going to be about the sun. Good. And then the next one says I predict that the book will be about how the sun can help us. Okay. Let's move on. Let's review our vocabulary words. So we have constellation. Oh, Sada and Zion. That vocabulary sheet that I told you about. Let me see if you have it out. So it just looks just like the one that I have on the projector right now. This is the first page, second and third. Let me just make sure that you have it. Beautiful. Just keep that with you, okay? So let's think first. Word number one is a group of stars that form shapes or figures. So if you know the answer, I want you to blow it in your hand. Oh, I see a lot of hand raises. Hold on, hold on. I want you to blow that answer to your hand. And in the count of three, you will all release, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Constellations. Good job. Next word. These are instruments that make distant objects look larger and closer. Let's think. I love the way I see a lot of you blowing the answers in your hand. I see most of you are ready. Ready? 3, 2, 1, release. Telescopes, telescopios, muy bien. Yes, telescopes, good job. Last one. Billions of huge balls of gas in outer space. Think. If you're ready, blow. Good. 3, 2, 1, release. Stars. Good. Now we're going to learn some new vocabulary words that we're going to see as we read the book. So the first one is energy. And energy is basically the ability to do work. So the energy is a power that we need, all living things need to grow, develop, and to stay alive. Gases. Gases are substances that float in the air. They're not, and they are neither liquid nor solid. So liquid, an example of liquid would be water. An example of solid would be ice. So if you think of the sky, because we talked about our water cycle last week, 2 weeks ago, a little bit, who can tell me or who remembers? If we look at the sky, what is a gas in the sky? Gianna? Thank you for raising your hand. The clouds, yes. So the clouds are a gas. It's an example of a gas. Orbit. So for this one, I want everyone to stand up. Good. Ready? Listen first. Look in eyes, listen in ears, catch a bubble. Beautiful. All right. So to orbit is to circle around a planet, the sun, or another object. So I want you all to circle around your chair and sit down. Good job, everyone. You have just orbited your chair. That's what orbit means, to circle around an object. Solar system. So the sun and everything that circles around it, including the 8 planets. So who can mention one of the 8 planets to me? Thank you, Noel, for raising your hand. Earth. Earth is the planet that we live in. Good. Last but not least, surface. So the surface is the top layer of something. So think of it, think of a banana. So when you peel the banana, that peel is the top layer of the banana. And if we look at the picture, the top layer is the one that they're pointing at, and as they go down layers, the layers change colors. So any questions so far? Yes, we are going to begin our book right now. Make sure to raise your hand, okay? We are going to read the book right now. I'm going to stop sharing the PowerPoint just so that I can go back to it and share the book. All righty. Ready or not, here we go. Fun fact, boys and girls, this planet right here, the actual name of this planet is not Uranus, it's Uranus, okay? Remember that. That planet is not Uranus, it's Uranus. All right. And then just to make sure that we remember, let's count the planets that we have that orbit that orbit the sun. So that is, and count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Good job. So if you look at this picture, and we know that Earth, that the sun is the closest star to Earth, but is Earth the closest planet to the sun? So give me thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. I see a lot of thumbs down. Yes, you're right. Earth is not the closest planet to the sun. Even though the sun is the closest star to Earth, if we look at the picture here, the closest planet to the sun is Mercury. Can you imagine how hot Mercury can be? And that's the reason why there is no life in Mercury. We would not be able to survive in Mercury because it is too hot, because it is too close to the sun. Okay, let's move on. So let me ask you, boys and girls, 9,939 Fahrenheit. So the hottest that has been here that I have experienced in Florida, it's been no more than 99 Fahrenheit. And that is very hot during summer, right? I see a lot of you nodding yes. So can you imagine how hot it must be when you have 99 and then you have this huge number, 9,939? That is extremely hot. Ooh. Okay, so we have, let me hold that. We have the glossary and then we have this this chart that is comparing the sun with earth. So we had said that as far as position, the sun is in the center of the solar system and earth is 93 million miles away from it. Size wise, from side to side, like from one end to the other, the sun is 864,337 miles and earth is only 7,918 miles across. The average temperature of the sun, we said it was 9,939 Fahrenheit. And on Earth, the average temperature is about 59 Fahrenheit. Although it can get hotter and cool and colder in some places, the average, so the like one that you find in most places would be 59 Fahrenheit. And now the sun is made up of gases and energy, and Earth is made up of water and some land. So let's take a quick quiz to make sure that I had all my looking eyes and my listening ears on the screen, paying attention to the book. Ready? All right. Let's start the quiz. Question number 1. What is the largest object in the solar system? Sun, Mars, Earth, or Jupiter? Yes, Cyan. The sun. Good job. Let's make sure. And that's right. Let's go to our next question. Do people, plants, and animals need the sun? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. And I see a lot of thumbs up. That's right. All right, last question. Ready? Let's see if you remember. How many planets move around the sun? 8, 15, 3, or 8? Oh, 9, 15, 3, or 8. Sorry. Hmm. So I see a lot of 8s in the air and I see a couple of 9s. Let me go with the 8. And it is 8. There are 8 planets that move around the sun. Good job, boys and girls. All right, so again, I will stop my sharing and I want you all to take out your graphic organizer. We are going to fill it out. In the meantime, let me go to my PowerPoint, make sure that I'm in the correct page. Cyan. For this graphic organizer, I want you to, so I want you to complete the first part. And then once you complete the first part, you'll get a sticker, okay? And remember, each sticker means coding time at the end of the day, all right? So if you do need to take a break, you come, you let me know, and then you can have a seat on your quiet space for a couple of minutes, and then you may come back, okay? But I think you'll be able to do this with no problem, all right? Beautiful. Sarah, sit next to Camila, please, so you can ask her for help if you need to. Camila, if you can help her, thank you. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen again. There we go. Share. All right. So this is our graphic organizer, and I want you to write what we know about the sun. So we have that the sun is, and we know that the sun is a star. We also know that the sun is what? Noel, thank you for raising your hand. The closest star to Earth, good. Okay, everyone, listen. What is rule number 1? We raise our hand, good. So make sure we're all raising our hands instead of shouting our answers, okay? Because not only if you don't raise your hand, not only you're all shouting out answers, but you're also all talking at the same time. So then we're not following rule number 2 either. If we all talk at the same time, we can't hear each other and we can't understand each other, okay? All right, so yes, the sun is the closest star to Earth and it is the largest object in our solar system. Now, the sun can, like, what can the sun do? Caitlin? It can light up our days. Good. So I am typing them as you're telling me in the screen so you can copy them. Make sure that the word sun has a capital letter. Last one, the sun has, the sun has what? That's a hard one. Let's see if we can think about it. Tyson, yes, thank you for raising your hand. So the sun has the power to provide us with light and heat. Yes. So I have written them down. I'll give you a couple of seconds to copy them, a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to our tutorial, okay? All right, I see everyone is done. So let's begin our tutorial. And our tutorial is called the sun. So the purpose of this tutorial is for you to be able to discuss how the sun can be beneficial or harmful. Let me move my face from the middle of it. Okay. So we know the sun is a star, right? And we think about seeing stars in the nighttime, but the sun is the one star that we are able to see during the day, right? So now we also know that the sun is the closest star to Earth and that it provides us with light, heat, and energy. Without the sun, we would not be able to live on Earth. Okay, and we need to keep that in mind. So yes or no, boys and girls, the sun is a star. Give me thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Lots of yeses. Yes, the sun is a star. All right, so the sun has many beneficial properties. It is very helpful in many ways. It provides us with heat. So you can imagine, if you think about it, can you imagine how cold it would be if we didn't have the sun to give us heat? Now, yeah, it would be really, really, really cold, like way too cold, right? So the sun also provides us with light. So again, if you think about it, if we didn't have the sun to provide us with light, we would always be on nighttime. We would not be able to see anything because it would be dark all the time. Now, both heat and light uh, provide us, so the sun provides us with heat and light, and the heat and the light that is provided by the sun provides us with energy. So it provides us with energy. So do you know what this is? This picture here in the bottom. So that is a solar panel. So I saw everyone looking like, so maybe you've seen it in movies or on the TV. And so some people use the sun's energy to create electricity and power their homes. And one more thing that the sun and all of this energy does is that it helps plants. So plants use the energy from the sun and they turn it into food, which helps them grow. Those are all good things that the sun does for us. So now let's talk about the harmful things that the sun does for us. So even though the sun can be very helpful, it can also be harmful if we aren't careful. Have you ever gotten a sunburn? I see everyone going like, so yes, if you've gotten a sunburn, that is one way that the sun can be harmful. It can hurt you, right? Because it hurts a lot. When you get a sunburn, it hurts, right? So that's one way that the sun can be hurtful. Um, Let me ask you, how does the car feel when you get in it in the middle of the day in a super hot day? Yes, Nathaniel, thank you for raising your hand. Yes, it is very hot inside, right? So it is important to not be left in a car or to not leave any animals in the car without the supervision of an adult because the heat inside the car can get so high that it can be extremely dangerous for us and for pets. Okay, so that is very important. Now, one last thing that we need to be careful of is that we cannot look directly at the sun. So do not look directly at the sun. The sun's rays can be very hurtful and they can cause you to go blind, right? So these are all important things that we need to think of. Um, so let me ask, the sun provides light and heat. Yes, thumbs up, no thumbs down. The sun provides light and heat. Yes, it does. Good job. Now, the sun can hurt your eyes and your skin. Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. I see a lot of thumbs up. Yes, it can. Any questions so far? Yes, Noel? Thank you for raising your hand. So, yes, there are things that you can use to protect yourself from the sun. That is right. And we're actually going to go over them in just a bit. You're right. Yes. All right. So let's move on then. So the sun can be harmful, but it can also cause other things to go bad or to get bad, right? That they might not be harmful, but we still don't like them. For example, if you have a wooden table outside, that paint will eventually fade because of the sun, right? Because it's so hot, the paint will fade away. Also, I am sure we have all experienced this. So who has ever had an ice cream? Raise your hand. Who has ever had an ice cream in the middle of a sunny day? Yeah, everyone, right? So if you think about it, when you're eating your an ice cream in the middle of a hot day, the ice cream starts to melt. Those are things that we don't really like, right? It makes us sometimes kind of eat it faster so it stops melting in our hands. Um, and if you didn't know, for example, also if you leave your crayons outside in your backyard, out in the sun, they can actually melt too if you leave them out long enough. They will melt because the sun is very hot. So it's important for us to also not only protect ourselves, but take care of the things that we actually care for, that we don't want to lose, because if we don't, the sun can damage them too. So now Noel was mentioning to us before that there are things that we can do to protect ourselves from the sun, right? So what can you name some from me? And I am only going to take answers if we raise our hands, okay? Rahim, go ahead. I had not heard from you today. Yes. Sunscreen, yes. So the sunscreen is a great way to prevent sunburn. It protects our skin from the sun rays. Mm-hmm. All right, someone else? Hi, Chloe. Thank you for raising your hand. Go ahead, Chloe. Yes, so hats and lightweight clothing or clothes, yeah. So hats and clothes can protect our skin too, right? So, I mean, it might be too hot for us to walk around with a long sleeve, but we can walk around with, a shirt with a sleeve and that'll protect our shoulders and our back. And if you wear a hat, that'll protect your face from the sun, right? Yeah, so I'll take one more. Go ahead, Carly. Sunglasses. So the sunglasses are the actual, the ones that will reduce the bright light from the sun and they will protect our eyes. Now, I need you all to remember that even with the sunglasses, we do not look directly at the sun with the sunglasses because even though the sunglasses protect our eyes from the sun rays are so strong that it can still hurt our eyes. So we never look directly at the sun, okay? Now there's one last thing that is super, super, super important when we're out in the sun, and that is to stay hydrated. So if you are going to be outside, you have to make sure that you drink plenty of water, okay? You're constantly drinking water because you need to keep yourself hydrated, okay? All right, so we are done with this. So any questions for me? Let me stop sharing my screen really quick. What are we going to do now? Okay, so now that I've finished our PowerPoint, I'm actually going to go over some questions about the PowerPoint because I want to make sure that you're all paying attention. Okay, so they're really, yes, they're very easy. We're just, it's just yes or no questions. So first question, is the sun a star? Yes, thumbs up, no, no thumbs down. And I see everyone went thumbs up. Good job. Yes, it is. Next question, does the sun provide us with light, heat, and energy? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Yes, it does. Good job. Next question, can the sun make paint fade? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. I see a few thumbs down. It does. Sun can make paint fade away. Last question, boys and girls. Can clothing help you protect yourself from the sun? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Sara, la ropa. La ropa te puede proteger del sol. Can it protect you from the sun? Um, yes, yes, good job. That is good. Sara, if Camila doesn't know the word in Spanish and you need help, remember you do have the application for the Google Translate. So you can type what you see in English and it'll translate it to Spanish for you, okay? Yeah, of course. Yes, you see, lo puedes usar, okay? You can use it. All right, so now that we're done with this, we are going to pair up. And I'm only going to have one group of three. That group is going to be Science, Sarah, and Camila. So just wait for me. I will give you your directions, okay? For everyone else, including my homies. I want you to pair up and you will choose one person to draw and write, and the other person will present what you drew and wrote on a Padlet after, okay? So this is a teamwork, and what you're going to do is you are going to take out your construction paper The drawing will be the sun and ways to protect yourself from it. And then what you're going to write is you're going to give me one benefit from the sun. So one helpful thing, one benefit. You're going to give me one harmful thing or one way that sun can hurt you. And you're going to tell me one way that you can protect yourself from it. Okay. So you have about 10 minutes to get this done. You can get started. Sion, Sarah, and Camila, come over, please. So, Sion, what would you rather do? Would you rather write, color, or write, draw, or present? You want to draw. Okay. Are you ladies okay with that? Yes. Okay. So in between the two of you, Sarah and Camila, if you can figure out which one of you is going to write, which one is going to present. Sarah, if you choose to write, si quieres escribir, just ask Camila for any help you may need, okay? Make sure that what we know she's writing it with good grammar. I know you are very good team, okay? So get to work. We have 10 minutes, all right? Okay. All right, boys and girls. Time's up. Yes. So what I want you to do is to have your drawing ready. Yes. And I also want you to yes. So I want you to go to the link that I have shared on the chat. So let me just make sure that it's there. So I've shared a link on the chat and I want you to go to it. There. So the person that is going to present is going to go to that link and that link will take you to a Padlet, okay? And this is not only the end of our activity, but it will also be counted as your exit ticket for today's lesson. So as you go on it, you will type and you will have the screen. Let me just show you. Let me share the screen. You will type your answers. And as you type them and I see them on the screen, I will call on your group so you can show me your picture. Oh, and I already see some of you doing it. So Gianna Jackson, you wrote that the sun gives us heat. The sun can hurt our eyes. Oop, you misspelled our. It's okay. Just make sure to be more careful next time. And the next one says we use glasses to cover our eyes. Good job. Can you please show me your picture? That is so cute. So you drew a sun with sunglasses. Good job. I also see Science, Sarah, and Caitlin. So Caitlin, Caitlin. Hold on. Wait a minute. Not Caitlin. Camila. Is that coming out? Okay, it's okay. I fixed it for you. I don't know why it was coming out like that. Okay, so you wrote that the sun gives us light, that the sun can burn our skin, and that we wear hats. Can I see your drawing? Cyan, I love the way your girl has a hat and sunglasses and is under the sun. Good. Then I also see Carly and Sky already posted, and you both wrote that the sun gives us energy and the sun can fade paint. Don't forget, ladies, that you also need to add one way to protect yourselves from the sun, okay? And I can see that everyone is already working on it, working on your exit slip. So I will give you about 5 minutes to finish it and then we'll move on to math, okay?